in El Paso. My company is a registered vendor with the County of El Paso and already looking at one of the RFPs they have out. My company has an extreme concern that if there is an upcoming bid to manage the Coliseum and do the sports tourism program, that we feel that there is a serious concern for us to get a fair and impartial review. The reports after Monday's meeting disturbed me, so I reached out to the investigator from my law firm to find out exactly what was going on. And so I have some things I know and some things I suspect, but I will say that beginning last September, there was meetings, lunches, and substantive agreements about handing the Coliseum over to UTEP with an interlocal agreement that would not require a bid. I know these discussions included a member of the county administrator's office and Jorge Vasquez from UTEP. I also know there have been direct communications with Omar Ramirez, who sports tourism from Destination El Paso, and the county administrators. We're still investigating if there was other conversations going on or not, but I will guarantee you that we will find out. When these contracts were split into two a couple of years ago, there was the rumor, and just a rumor, that not to worry about it when it came up to bid, the sports portion would be farmed out to the city's vendor. The county administrator's office has talked to one vendor about taking the building over and another potential vendor about the subject matter of that contract. We found out the same person that's having those conversations wrote the specifications for the bid. So you have that person who wrote the bid, will help analyze the bids, the recommendation of the bids, the negotiation of the contract, and the oversight of the contract. And all I'm going to say is, anybody catching that, Houston, we have a problem? People that scream transparency have become not exactly a beacon of transparency, and my question was, what's going on here? This is what we fear daily. I fought against it as an elected official. I know many of you have fought against it also as elected officials. I'm going to continue this fight in this town that I love, and I disagree with the county attorney last week who said if there's no bid, there's no procurement problem. There is a problem in policy, procedure, and state and federal law. When someone is fooling around with bids and attempting to potentially skew a bid for a single vendor or a chosen vendor, if you have any questions about pre-bid manipulation, you should look up HB 2001, which was entered last year, which makes it a third-degree felony. I found it fascinating that in the last meeting, we heard from the county administrator that you can't talk publicly about it because it would expose what you're looking for. Well, I've got news. I know two people that know what you're looking for because they've been spoken to already. This is not all the names and interactions that I've gathered information about. My time today is limited, and I'm committed to exposing all of it eventually. I'm sure that when the county will act, whether the county will act on last week's proposal that I saw, I would strongly say that if it's rejected and the bid is put out, my private management company feels that in the current atmosphere, there is virtually no way to get a fair and impartial evaluation of our bid, my company's bid. The question must be asked, who's in charge here? I would urge this Commissioner's Court to seize the reins of control of this county back. We elected you to be in charge. You've been doing great jobs on so many things. Take back control of this issue. I know that I would hope that you would take strong and decisive action against any more actions that I consider backdoor, and I hope that anyone with previous contract with the county administrator about these issues would be disqualified as a potential vendor. I think it is imperative that the administrator and any of the personnel there be barred from future input or influence on this issue, and I would strongly urge in any contract negotiations on this issue that at least one member of Commissioner's Court be a part of it to keep the communication truthful and honest. And I will tell you, as a participant in a previous negotiation on this issue, it has not always been so.
30 seconds.
If a bid is put out private management, we additionally will be a bidder. We want a fair shot at the contract. IMC wants to bid on this contract. That is my company. It's not the current manager. All I'll say, and I'll leave you with this. This is what I heard over the past week. I heard it everywhere I went. Someone got caught.